Hello, everybody, and welcome to the North American Challenger Cup scene. Apologies for the long wait. We had a little bit of trouble getting these games underway, but we're here, and we're ready to get some picks and bans done. My name is F. Joined here by Kret. Today we'll be looking at Asgard Gaming versus 5 Angry Men as we make our way into the quarterfinals.
Right, Asgard Gaming is going to be taking Nuwa off the table immediately, while 5 Angry Men get rid of Odin. Yanis also going to be banned away, and then Loki removed. So definitely interesting bans coming out from both these teams. You generally see more of a focus on the supports, which is a little strange, but hey, and you know, we're also going to see that Arachne hovered on for the first pick, which is and locked in, which is going to be her competitive debut in play, not in bans. She has been banned a lot, but we've never actually seen her played.
Yeah, Arachne, the first pick overall, should be a lot of damage if they wind up getting that online. Interesting to see counterplay, Kret. We sort of know what Arachne does. She hurts if she gets up close and personal. That's why she has so many tools to slow you down. How do you think that we're going to see them react to this? They've already picked up Freya. Will she be in the jungle?
Honestly, knowing that Pain Deviandi is on this team, I have to say no. Because Pain is just the champion of Freya Hunter. His teams haven't necessarily had the best performances with it overall, but they've been the most consistent in putting Freya in that role. And then Ra and Apollo coming out from Asgard Gaming. So looking into definitely, it feels like a little bit of a support the Arachne composition. She is a melee carry. Her job is to do damage to people in melee, which is definitely very, very strong. Kukulkan going to be locked in for 5 Angry Men as their mid lane pick.
Interesting choices. If I'm Asgard Gaming, I'm taking Geb instead of Ra. So I think that the Ra choice is a little curious. Counterbans are out. So that should be interesting. They banned Ram, Asgard Gaming did. We'll see if Freya winds up in the Hunter role. If she does, then that's a tough choice right there, but if that winds up being a jungle Freya, that's a good ban.
Yeah, that really could be a good ban. AMC hovered on, so definitely a possibility, but it looks like Nemesis is going to be locked in. So just a little bit of trolling coming out in that fourth position for 5 Angry Men, but in the end, they're going to go for Nemesis in the jungle.
Nemesis in the jungle is a great choice. You're going to go up against a Ra and a Bacchus, what looks like, so that'll be able to really take down a lot of the
no Geb.
A lot of the protections on that Bacchus. But yeah, no Geb by choice. Is this the first time we've seen a team go no Geb by choice, Kret?
No, but it's very rare. That said, I mean, Geb is very good at shielding people out and might be very strong at supporting Arachne, but Bacchus sort of can dive with the bug, which is potentially something that's very good. I mean, I don't know. I feel like 5 Angry Men does have a composition that could very much pick on Geb, and that's less the case with Bacchus, but it's still Geb. He's still an incredible character. He brings a lot to the table. I'm definitely excited to see what's going to happen in this matchup. Any ideas?
Honestly, it's a toss-up, Kret. Asgard Gaming, it's going to be up to them to really pull out all the stops when it comes to personal play. We have the Arachne and the choice of Bacchus. These are characters that are really going to play well if Asgard Gaming can pilot them. We've seen in the past couple of weeks, Asgard Gaming being one of our stronger choices overall here in the North American Challenger Cup, so that might not be too big of an issue, though. 5 Angry Men, definitely one of the more marquee teams in our league.
Definitely. We're gonna actually be able to go right into this game, guys. So we'll be directly looking at Asgard Gaming versus 5 Angry Men. On the side of order, it's gonna be Asgard Gaming as Tresden on your mid lane, Agni Miraz playing solo lane Ra BMOC in the jungle as Arachne elaborated as your support Bacchus, and Joker 1G as your Hunter Apollo.
Over on the right side of your screen, you'll be taking a look at 5 Angry Men. They're in red. Mr. Wiggles going to be playing that jungle Nemesis that we talked about. Homofae is going to be in the long lane with Pain Deviand. This is going to be his first week playing. Had a little bit of a misstep with playing in the Challenger Cup originally, but this is his first time officially in the North American Challenger Cup scene. He'll be playing Athena in that support role. Other familiar faces, Mace of the Face in the middle on that Ao Kuang, and the best playing solo this time on a Vamana.
There's an interesting 5-man group up coming from both teams. They're definitely not going to find each other, and my question is really, what is 5 Angry Men looking for? Maybe they were just looking toward this blue, but grouping as 5 on the right-hand side, I guess they were just looking to see if anyone was there when they shouldn't have been. But
just
the
checking.
right-hand side, yeah, is maybe checking for someone to be out of position, but the right-hand side is generally not where anyone from the blue team is going to be if they're playing properly. You generally just want a ward on the left-hand side, and you don't really ward the right side of the map at level 1. Maybe a ward on the speed. This ward in blue is a little unique, but it's gonna allow 5 Ring Men to figure out the timing into lane from Asgard Gaming. So it gives them a nice little bit of information there.
Yeah, just enough to really provide a little bit of context for where the players that they can actually see are going to. You know, it's not really a preventative ward. It's just It's a security ward. You want to make sure what you assume is correct actually is correct,
Yeah.
and that's what we're seeing in these early wards.
Well, and they know red buff is up now because of the angle at which Arachne came in, so they do have that information. It's going to mean that blue team gets to lane slightly faster than red team, and that clear advantage is going to go a long way, as Arachne's very scary up close, and Ra is very powerful from range, and it is very, very good lane partner nav in the solo duo lane.
Now, you might be familiar with more of the names on the right side than the left, but something to note, Asgard Gaming, as we said, is a very, very strong team. Made it to the finals once, maybe twice, if I'm not mistaken, whereas Cloud9, as their tag is, 5 Angry Men. Now, sure, Pain of the Beyond, this is the first time he's playing with them this week, but they haven't really made it that far in these tournaments, have they, Brett?
Yeah, they've definitely had some trouble in a variety of ways, but they've had some trouble getting deep in these tournaments. Arachne gonna find Nemesis in the right jungle. The bug doesn't have any buffs at all. It's gonna actually take archer damage. This could be bad for BMOC, who's going to potentially be in a lot of trouble. Tresden does not seem to have a stun, and with that tornado, that's gonna be a kill. The biggest weakness of Arachne, we saw it there. No mobility aside from that ultimate.
Yeah, there's no escape aside from the ultimate, and dropping spiders, I guess, isn't a bad play. 5 Angry Men get very aggressive here after the original jungle First Blood, and seal away that speed buff, just pushing BMOC even further back.
Right, she has mobility to chase, but that's not really true mobility. That's just sort of, that's like Fatalis. It's God, what's the term? It allows you to stick to your target.
Mm-hmm. Stick-to-itiveness, I believe, is the official term.
Sure, let's go with that. On the left-hand lane, Elaborated is going to be in a fair amount of trouble as he is banished out, but Homie Effie loses his steroid, and, you know, when your pulse and your irradiator are off cooldown, you're just not Freya for 5 seconds.
Yeah, and that becomes much more haphazard in the early game. During the late game, you can, it's true, the same exact thing happens. You don't exactly build CDR with Freya, but you have more mobility, you're faster with a Fatalis and boots online, so you can sort of make use of your downtime as Freya. Early game, when you don't have your steroids up, Cret, you are up a creek, essentially.
Yeah, definitely. But with that ultimate coming online now, Homie Effie becomes a lot scarier in lane. Mr. Wiggles rotating over to the left-hand side of the map. They're looking, ooh, big egg onto Joker. Nice mez, nice dash. Is not going to get him far enough as Valkyrie's Discretion comes through. All 4 shots. Homie Effie plays it right and confirms the kill. That's just such a good combo because you're slightly slowed, and Valkyrie's Discretion is just, it's great at confirming kills. Now the left mid camp will be in a lot of trouble. Elaborated will be able to hog it out, but damage onto the Bacchus as Arachne tries to get aggressive with those auto attacks, getting kited by Freya. Defender of Olympus coming through. Mr. Wiggle is not going to connect, and now you still can't fight the bug. That rule hasn't changed, but the bug can't necessarily stay in range to fight you.
I loved that play by BMOC right there. The use of Cocoon stunned out the Nemesis so that she couldn't get any damage with the Athena ult. Everybody just spread out just a little bit, stunned her so she couldn't move, and Athena ulted on nothing. Presence was awarded, but damage was not. So a disengage was forced as a Fury kills Mr. Wiggles.
So homie pulled a shing.
That's going to be a death for the Nemesis on the side of 5 Angry Men. 2 kills for 5 Angry Men, 0 kills for Asgard Gaming, but a death for the guys in red.
Yeah, we call that pulling a shing. It's not going to really do anything. It's just kind of embarrassing when you die to
not going to do anything.
Actually, yeah, no, it tells your opponents that you just died and that you're not on the map, which means that invade was something that BMOC knew he could do. So really good play coming out from Asgard Gaming there, using free knowledge and taking an advantage out of it. So that's great, and it's going to turn things around a little bit. I mean, they're behind 600 gold, and I feel like Arachne wants to get ahead in this matchup, but that's not too bad.
These are the small things, Kret, that make a high-level team a high-level team. This is why we see Asgard in the finals. You know, it might seem very obvious to you folks at home, you know, well, jungler died, let's go invade the jungle, but actually pulling that off with sufficient support against a competitive team that's going to rotate on you is difficult. You saw the Rosh shade over. Ultimate came out from enemy middle laner, so they tried to contest and they just were able to get away with it, no problem. But that's thinking on your feet, and that's why Asgard Gaming is going to go ahead and pick that up. Mr. Wiggle sitting here waiting for Miraz to walk off this tower.
Yeah, I mean, look at this patience coming out from the Nemesis. Now going in, Defender of Olympus, channeled, and Miraz is going to be knocked up. Divine Judgment, Gubasop comes through. The best secures the kill, but it's great play from your boy, Benjamin Wiggles, to find the opportunity. Now this tower is going to be threatened, and the best is going to probably drop it down to a quarter.
Yeah, just excellent patience being showed by Mr. Wiggles. Level 6, so he's about trailing BMOC, who's level 7, and that's directly because of the weight, but it's going to put his solo laner up a little bit, so that's good to know. Tresden gets the stun onto Mace. That's going to be a big deal. Dodges out the Apollo ult, hits him with his own, and Mace in the face suffering a lot of damage. Kill credit to Elaborated with the bounce up. 2 members here in red surrounded, 4 members in blue. Asgard want to aggress, but Tresden got lifted with the banish from Freya, and now they're looking for the disengage. Looks like they're going to be okay. Joker closest to danger.
Yeah, Joker closest to danger, but he's going to be okay. And that was a nice little engage from Asgard Gaming. Found a kill. And sort of able to turn that around after the big gank. And very well coordinated gank onto Miraz, but could be invade onto the speed buff. BMOC able to get that one. Now in the middle lane, Tresden could be in a little bit of trouble if he wasn't Agni. And he's just able to dash to safety. Right mid camp is going to go freely to 5 Angry Men. Miraz sees that Best is recalling, or at least is able to infer that Best is recalling, and should be able to clear and farm up this lane rather easily for now. His tower is very low, and that leaves him open for more ganks, more pressure.
Athena heading back, so no support coverage in this left-hand lane. It is Hunter versus Freya. Joker ahead by a little bit as far as pure poke is concerned, but that doesn't mean much against a Freya. You turn on somebody, you go for the fight, and you can usually kill them if all things considered. So don't really want to consider poke too much. Well, how highly do you value poke against a Freya when you're looking to box her?
I think it's pretty important. I mean, the thing about Freya is while she does have passive lifesteal, she builds into it a lot later than other hunters, and when you're clearing with your pulse, you're only getting 33% coefficient on that lifesteal, which is about as good as a death toll. The Irradiate clear is going to have a lot more lifesteal, but she's taking damage for it. Basically, her sustain compared to a hunter is not that good until much later in the game. Once you have your Demonic Grip and your Fatalis and then like a Bancroft's Talon, that is when it can start to be pretty good. Tresden in trouble, getting Joe, Retribution Shield coming out. Nice ages, BMOC is here, gets knocked up by the Spirit of the Nine Winds. Will be forced into the air, does not take the tick from that tornado, but still, it was a big dive.
Was a big dive. Left side, also a big fight. Ultimate just come out. Enemy are intoxicated. Homie FE gonna fall down to the ground. Joker needs to leave. There's 2 more members of 5 Angry Men coming down here. Ultimate for the dragon is down, but the tornado's good, and Joker's gonna be just as down as the ultimate. Elaborated, trying to get some extra tower damage onto Pain with a good knockup. Able to survive himself. 4 members very low. Mace actually pretty high, but the rest of 5 Angry Men forced to disengage while Pain stays here to provide support. not much BMOC can really do here without getting into
I
much
think he
trouble.
can actually fight this. I mean, Arachne does so much damage. Pain forced to dash away, and BMOC will be able to pin that tower. Here's the thing about Arachne. She's a little bit similar to Osiris in that if you stand next to her, she will kill you. The question is, how do you stay next to people? Oh, Apollo. Mace is in trouble. This is gonna be a dead Kukulkan.
Kulkin getting not stunned out by the Agni bombs. Banish is good. But Tresden does confirm the kill onto his direct lane counterpart. So that's going to be a good one. Score one for Tresden. Level 11. Mace level 11 as well. Taking a look at the items in a sec as Tresden tries to get another stun out. Homie Effie should be fine. Although taking a lot of damage, he'll go back to base. That's pretty much good for Asgard Gaming. They're going to go ahead and they're down still by about 2,000 gold, but they're making the right counterplays.
And that's gonna actually be a solo lane tower going down. Miraz had to recall, and at this point, or at the point that was happened after that gank with the tower being solo, any minor lane advantage would allow the best to take that tower. That's exactly what he did. Now rotating over to the right side camps, Arachne is taking a fight. She's gonna go up in the air, able to get into that web, but she's not gonna be able to come down safely. And the moment she lands, oh wow, that jump range is so far. She'll be able to get out. Best now getting turned on, very low mana. Miraz, if he can line up a snipe. But he's not going to try for it. Yeah, I mean, with the Onsule and cooldown boots raw, it actually might not have killed.
Exactly. And I think that's what he was thinking about. With cooldown boots raw, your ultimate's down to about 50-ish seconds. Might have been worth it to throw it out there, Kret, but opts not to. By the way, not a poor play, in my opinion. 3 members over on the left-hand side, including the Freya for 5 Angry Men.
Oh no.
Good Mez outplayed Joker, but there's a talk into everything coming out from those 3. And Homie Effie's going to get the kill. This Freya is now sitting pretty at 2 kills, 5,200 gold to his name. Joker sitting at 4,700, so a good lead in the duo lane for the Hunter of 5 Angry Men.
And the middle lane, Tresden is, he's actually ahead, so doing quite well in comparison to Mace to face. Mace only just hitting level 12 while Tresden's already there, but he doesn't have the pressure to do anything about this invade onto the speed buff. With the Hunter down, well, 5 Angry Men simply outnumber their opponents. They're able to take the speed and walk away. Tresden rotates in, but it's just too late. No pressure. Bacchus had to recall. And on the right-hand side, Miraz and the Best are facing off. Miraz will have to be forced into his heal. Best still has his ultimate. Heavy Hammer forces out a sprint, and Miraz is going to be able to get under his tower and be okay. Heavy Hammer is just so strong.
Tresden is about to be in a lot of trouble as well. Poor 2 members come from around behind the tower.
Jeez.
Mr. Wiggles goes ahead and claims his 2nd kill alongside his 5 assists. So this Nemesis is off to a great start. Still building Jotuns instead of Chins, despite the fact that she is 6,100 to 5,000. She's over 1,000 above her enemy jungler, but still opting to build the Chins. I like the decision.
Yeah,
Definitely feeling very strong.
Just support oriented, right? Like, the Divine Judgment will do enough at this point in the game that it will be able to allow Nemesis to continue to be useful, help the gank, slow people down. And honestly, I think the cooldown on Slice and Dice is going to be a really big factor because Arachne has been kited so far. As Arachne gets to a higher level with that Frostbound, or with the Heavy Hammer, will be a little bit less kiteable. But 5 Angry Men needs to be able to supplement their kite ability, and that Jotun's Wrath reducing cooldown on Slice and Dice, that's going to help a lot. I mean, they can't let Arachne touch them, and that's something that, for the most part, they've been able to do.
Yeah, keeping that dead zone distance on Arachne essentially
exactly
is really what you want to look for. 2 members of 5 Angry Men getting the mid camps no problem, and Elaborated maybe looking to make a steal is just going to go ahead and quite literally bounce out. Tresden caught again into a taunt, and that's the Athena. Taunt into large damage ultimates. Tresden, 3rd death of the game. Just Pain really playing well.
He should probably have his actives maxed right now, but honestly, it kind of feels like Asgard Gaming are a little... Yeah, they're going to pick them up now, but didn't have them before. It feels like Asgard Gaming is just a little bit on tilt. 5 Angry Men has now a large experience advantage. They want to convert that into a large gold advantage. So looking at this Gold Fury would be a good call. It's going to be pulled. Now, there is a ward on this from Asgard. They know that this is happening, but how can they contest? Their Agni is down. Bacchus is Gonna get banished out, can get turned on rather easily. Pain taking damage from BMOC, but not quite enough. Elaborated turned on as the Gold Fury is reset. Diving down from the sky is Joker, but he needs to back out. Nice tornado. Gonna connect with BMOC, who goes up into the web. Wants to come down on Mr. Wiggles. Will not quite find that kill. Nicely timed dash. Good beats from Mace. Look at the damage from Arachne. It's not going to be enough as she is kited. Taunted back into the tornado. And another Squall should get that kill as Joker falls on the other side of the fight. Homie Effie able to take that one down with the ultimate. BMOC has no way out. And wait for it. There it is.
On a rampage, Tresden taunted. Bede still walking forward, wants these kills. He's gonna just play it safe, no safe, or doesn't know what's lurking in the jungle, which is nothing, but it could be the enemy nemesis. There is no wards on the left side of the map, so he's gonna play it safe at first. Now he's pushing up, but thinking better of it, turns around. Good decision making coming out from Tresden to just push as much as his luck will allow him to. Five-Finger Men completely out of the solo lane now. Since that tower's been down, Kret really haven't needed to show any presence on the right side of the map, at least for another 5 minutes or so when they start to look at Fire Giant.
Yeah, I mean, they've also forced Miraz into an Ethereal Staff. Now, the Ethereal Staff is... You want to think of it as essentially a unstacking Warlock stash. It does the same thing, giving you a decent chunk of magic power, 70 to 80. As opposed to 110 and 600 health, but you don't need any stacks to get it done. On the left-hand side, Elaborated getting turned on, banished out. He's going to fall into a tornado, drops the Intoxicate, but is going to die. Now damage coming in from the meters. Homie Effie about half health. Five-Finger Men haven't found the opportunity for this Gold Fury just yet, but it's going to happen sooner or later. BMOC up in the web and backing off.
Arachne caught out a little bit, surrounded, and had a good look at Homie Effie, but up in the air he goes. In comes Joker, trying to find the kill on a Freya, but just so much crowd control, Kret. That's going to be a big problem for Joker. He's going to find his way out of there. Tresden thought about progressing. If they got that kill on Homie Effie, they could have been able to turn it around, especially with the mace so low, and Tresden with an Agni Bomb or two, so not able to quite pull that off, and now they're just chasing BMOC. Taunt into the Nemesis, one more clap, and Mr. Wiggles going to slay the Arachne again for her third death of the matchup. Mr. Wiggles starting the chin size, 3, 1, and 9 for 5 Angry Men's jungler.
Now invading on the right hand side, the best will not get that red buff. He has no mana and is sitting at about half health. That said, he's so beefy, he's just going to be able to chase Miraz. Here comes Tresden. This could turn around. Dash in. Nice snipe. Will connect. How many bombs they have? Looks like 1, maybe 2 bomb on the ground. Bacchus is going to jump in. Belch of the Gods. Interrupted. Tresden finds the kill with an auto attack. So they got the best. Lost Miraz for it though, as a big rotation came in from 5 Angry Men. Tresden's going to be able to dash away and get under his tower.
Minions taking on minions in this back safe camp, Kret. That's going to go credit to 5 AM as they drop a tornado on it. 6 towers to 4. Going
Gold Fury started.
Gold Fury started by the same team, and they're going to go ahead and take it. 17 minutes in, 5 Angry Men leading the game by 7,000 gold, 12,000 experience.
Yeah, now Elaborated is going to take a hit from that whirlwind, absolutely chunking him down. That's something that's getting changed next patch. Next patch, when you accidentally step into Tornado, you don't lose half your life. You lose slightly less, which is going to be nice. Looks like they want Mace to face in the middle lane. Third hit not going to connect. And now BMOC getting turned on. Spirit Tempest absolutely deleting the bug.
Good aggression coming out from 5 AM in the middle lane again, while Freya does her thing in the duo. Almost killed Joker, but there's 2 of the hits of Valkyrie's discretion, so no kill there for Homie Effie. Just going to force Joker back, which is good enough as is. Freya has a hard time killing towers, but with a whole wave of minions and nobody to defend, she's going to back, so the minions will just be taking waste to this tower, while everybody else for 5 AM sort of rotates and hangs out near the middle lane.
On the right hand side, Best is going to be taking away the blue buff from Ra. A nice victory for him. He definitely wants those blues with the cooldown boots, and at this point in the game, with the amount of mana that Miraz has built, losing blue doesn't hurt that much. It's just the experience in gold, not the buff. But he would definitely want it. Now Best could get turned on for a gank. Nice interrupt, clear the path, going to get rid of Belch of the Gods. BMOC slows out and forces a sprint, which Small victory. Actually, might get the stun here. Big damage coming out from Arachne, but that's going to be a huge turnaround, and now a dead bug.
One more should do it, but the best dies to the spider first. Mr. Wiggles does get the payback. Great ultimate from Ra. That's going to go ahead, but Mr. Wiggles does confirm the kill onto Miraz. Pain, so very low, forced out, no more taunts. Don't need it. Mace to the face, hits the ultimate blind, and takes out the enemy support. Another kill going the way of this Kukulkan. That's going to be Mace to the face's 5th kill. Absolutely on a tear is 5 Angry Men as they sit comfortably up 7,700 gold.
Mr. Wiggle stunned out under tower. Tresden might be able to get this kill. Oh, secures it. So what happened there to the best? You cannot auto attack or use abilities when you are shrinking. And he started shrinking right as he was going to land that killing blow onto BMOC. He needed that killing blow because, as we saw, the bug was able to turn around and just secure that kill. So that's really unfortunate because you can't necessarily predict when your ult's going to end because the timing is different every time. I mean, it's between 5 and 10 seconds. You can see the buff timer, but I don't think that's something that most Valorant players are really looking at the whole time.
Maybe they should start.
They probably should. That's rare, though.
Kind of playing all right, kind of playing well this matchup, despite his lane being camped the entire game. Everybody's been focusing on this Athena. Taunt by Pain into the weakening. Everybody's going to be slowed out, and the bug can't get any lifesteals, so Homie Effie secures yet another kill onto this Hunter. Freya 7 with no deaths is Homie Effie at the moment. Speed buff going to be ignored. Speed buff taken. Little minions left alive. That's going to leave that. This is a cool little micromanagement, Cret. Yeah. What 5 AM does is they take the speed buff off of the speed camp and they leave the little minions. Until these minions are killed, this camp is still technically up. So it cannot respawn. So the longer these little minions stay alive, the longer Asgard Gaming will be without a speed buff.
On the right hand side, Pain is going to get turned on, going to get deleted. Can't quite invade red buff by himself, but now Tresden in trouble. Nice shell that Aegis could help a little bit too. It's only Aegis rank 2 though, so no significant damage reduction there. And now getting turned on and taken down is Bacchus. Miraz is here. Weakening Curse comes down, so it's not going to help. The snipe does some damage. Mr. Wheels going to be forced to dash away. In the left-hand lane, Joker, second 1v. Wow. Yeah, good kill there.
Miraz went right back in and hit him with the Celestial Beam just to confirm the kill. Great play coming out from Miraz. As we said, guys, they're down a lot, 8,600, but the individual skill is there. The team skill is there. We notated with the early invade. BMOC caught out, and he's just going to get annihilated at this point. Individual skill or no. Mace of the Face is level 18. On a god, he plays very well at a professional level. This is tough.
Under tower, though, that's the Fatalis. Homie Effie just able to track down and kill Joker. Miraz going to clear in the right lane. 5 Finger Men have a significant lead. I feel like they're not pressuring it properly. Yeah, they're looking for jungle buffs, but like, okay, so the speed buff is a perfect example, right? As you said, this buff doesn't respawn until the minions die. But who has more control over the speed buff?
5 Angry Men, of course.
Right, so why wouldn't they want it to respawn? Like, this is a good play when you are able to invade their buff, but you don't necessarily have control of the enemy jungle. 5 Ring Men has control of the jungle, so they should probably want it to go down. There are little optimizations that they could be doing to take more control of this game. Elaborated falls on the left-hand side. Valkyrie's discretion used to stay away from the bug, but the bug going up into the web. Nice banish.
Great banish.
Self-peel. And then even more Pain is here just to make sure that BMOC cannot stick to Homie Effie. This is exactly how you manage Arachne. Still a very strong character, but one that has to be managed over the course of the game.
Your right tower is under attack.
Good zoning coming out from Mace as the rest of his team goes ahead and aggresses on the third Gold Fury of the game. Solo lane, tower going down to the best, fighting Miraz over there, but the tower will fall. Almost in sync with the Gold Fury. It's going to put 5 Finger Men up even more so. Left camp's going down. 23 minutes in, not a big deal, but free gold.
Now in the middle lane, rotating over is 5 Angry Men. They're going to be continuing to pressure the jungle. The question is, when do they either group up and push the tower? Best did split push down the right tower. Oh, Miraz in a lot of trouble. Probably getting taken down here. Weakening Curse used best with the burst from that Armored Umbrella. Fire Giant is probably going to be the next goal. Joker gets taunted out. Mr. Wiggles is here, but I don't think this is gonna really. Yeah, it's not gonna turn into anything.
Coming around the back, Mr. Wiggles not looking for much. Just trying to see if he can get a slow. Making the face leading the charge in here. Just providing some zoning with that Zephyr. Tower taking a lot. Tower should fall middle lane. More zoning coming out from Mace. Just really making use of the tornadoes.
Yeah, now that's 2 towers down. That's a significant map pressure advantage. 14,000 gold and 24,000 experience. 5 Angry Men will be looking to transition strongly into later phases of this game. It's actually going to be Chin Size into Deathbringer on Mr. Wiggles. You often see a Magi's Blessing there, but I don't think he really needs it. Like, you've got the Mez from Apollo, you've got the Belly Flop and the Belch from Bacchus, and you've got the stun from Agni. And I guess the stun from Arachne. But most of that, like, Bacchus is an initiator, Agni has a little bit of self-peel, and Apollo has a little bit of self-peel. A lot of it is just sort of like not the kind of thing that's gonna peel Mr. Wiggles off forever. And if it does, someone else can get the kill because they've used their self-peel.
Exactly. I do like the choice. This is sort of what we saw before with teams building towards the mid game just because they were up. Sort of the same thing. No need to go too defensive if you're up as much as 5 Angry Men is up. Sitting in the 5-digit category, 1,400 gold. Or 14,000 gold, my mistake. So really able to forego some of these defensive items. Only 7 deaths. Well, 8 deaths on the side of 5 Angry Men, despite only 7 kills for Asgard Gaming. So able to really play the greedy game. I'll call that greedy.
Your left tower is
Now left tower, gonna be aggressed on. At 5 Angry Men, so the biggest weakness of Freya Hunter, she's really good at everything a Hunter does except for one thing. When it comes to killing structures, Freya is really, really terrible. But the other members of 5 Angry Men have been able to get around that. Nemesis has been able to do good structure damage. Vamana has been able to do good structure damage. Left Phoenix, Gressed upon a little bit. 5 Angry Men, I think they need to just go take the Fire Giant, honestly. But this 4-in-1 push isn't looking too bad.
They do have the best split pushing as from Mana. Tresden going to go and provide a little bit of push, but the best level 20, Tresden a level up and able to take him down to about 50%. The best does take the Phoenix down to 50%, so we'll call that about even. Pain and the rest of his team aggress in the middle lane, looking to fall back, it looks like. Don't quite want to re-engage. Realize that Asgard Gaming has a good defense game.
Yep, and disengaging his 5 Angry Men. Short pause is going to be coming out here, but so Asgard Gaming hasn't lost. They're behind a significant amount of gold and an even larger amount of experience, but that experience is starting to level off as players hit level 20. How do you think Asgard Gaming comes back?
Asgard
What's
Gaming,
their plan?
They just had a fantastic defensive show right there, Cret. I think what they need to do here, which is always a gamble, they need to go for the steal. Asgard Gaming needs to steal the Fire Giant, and if they can fight off of it, good for them. What I would really like to see is Elaborated and BMOC both get Hog 3. BMOC doesn't have it, just Hog 1. I want to see them both with Hog 3. 5 Angry Men is almost undoubtedly going to aggress onto this Fire Giant. They'll probably bait out a fight at first, so Asgard needs to play that smart. And when the final initiation goes on, they need to get the steal just to provide some sort of backbone, because they can't defend against a Fire Giant push at this point. If they do get that steal, Cret, then they need to look to fight under their Phoenixes and just deter anything. Get a couple of picks. When it's a 5-on-3, they can push a tower.
Yeah, buy time. Basically is the name of the game. And when it comes to the steal, ideally it's a Bacchus solo steal. Or, you know, just thinking about it, Arachne's ult would be really good for stealing Fire Giant too. I would love to see a Hand of the Gods 3 picked up on BMOC just for the ability to steal Fire Giant, because she's moves quickly and is invulnerable. But the FG is going to die so fast, of course. I mean, Nemesis, Freya, Vamana do so much damage. Kukulkan's Tornado. Elaborator's going to die here. Divine Judgment is used. There is cooldown boot, or not cooldown boots, but Rod of Tahuti. Wow, not Rod of Tahuti. Jotun's Wrath on that Nemesis, just to bring it up a little bit faster. Intoxicate comes out. Yeah, I mean, whatever. It's a stick thingy. You hit things with it. Pain dashing in, finds a taunt onto Tresden, finds burst onto Tresden. That's gonna be an Aegis pendant use. Could buy him some time, and it looks like it will be enough. That
Mace to the face with that SPL ultimate.
I thought that
coming
was
out.
going to completely gerb, but it connected.
Nope. That's
That was
Mace.
psychic.
Mace has so many plays on this character right here
Yeah.
that able to really predict movement inside the well, and that's experience. You know, Mace to the face. We talked a little bit about. We alluded to how you might know some of these characters. It's 5 a.m. pushes down this Titan or this middle Phoenix rather, a little foreshadowing. And Mace to the face played on Denial, brother of Shadow Q. So definitely understanding the high-end level of competitive Smite, and right there just shows the experience and just I guess gameplay hours there, Kret, of just understanding where the players are going to be and how they'll do it.
Yeah, now the question is, and Five Angry Men doesn't seem to be looking to get too over aggressive here. They're just trying to clean it out, play this out clean, partially because one of the earlier weeks, I believe week 2, Asgard Gaming actually took down Five Angry Men to go to the finals, where they placed second in the tournament. So that's a Spirit Tempest used just to help damage the gold fear, get it down a little bit quicker. Now returning to base, sitting about 10,000 gold in pocket, putting it at a 21,000 gold lead. Asgard Gaming is seriously behind. They just have to pick a point and all in. It's the only chance.
See, I really respect this decision not to surrender right here, Kret. Down 20,000 gold in about 30 minutes. You're definitely far behind, but if you can stay alive for about 5 to 10 more minutes, you have a real chance at winning the game. 5 to 10 more minutes, if you get a structure, which is a big if, I understand, or at least a pick, you can win a fight. And if you win a fight, you can get a lot off of that because the respawn timers for 5 Angry Men are going to be astronomical.
Well, now grouping up is 5 Angry Men. They've got Fire Giant for a while longer. We'll be taking away the red buff, which is actually really, really big. That red buff is going to be giving a lot of magic power to whoever picks it up, unless it's Pain, in which case it's going to be giving less than a lot. But honestly, not that bad. I mean, he's sitting at 222 magic power on a support Athena. That's Shield Wall's gonna do some damage. That's a lot for a support Athena. And they're just gonna all in the Titan. Spirit Tempest coming out, big damage. Titan falling to 50%, 25%. No kills coming out for Asgard just yet. The Titan's gonna fall with the help of the big baby. And that's it. Just go for the Titan, get your damage, drop it all on the objective. That wins the game. 5 Angry Men are going to move on to the semifinals, where they'll be facing Rambozos, I believe. Yeah, Rambozos.
They'll be up against Rambozos in the semifinals. We'll cut right to a break so we can get the next semifinal match up for you as soon as possible. Congratulations to 5 Angry Men. We'll see you, along with chat, in the next round.